Hello, welcome to the Bitcoin Roadshow. I have an iPhone. That was in the old comedy series from Kevin and Perry. Name again? Kevin and Perry Go Large.
Large.
What's his name again? I can't remember his name. Anyway, he was a comedian in the UK. It's quite a funny one. So yeah, today I want to speak about making money on airdrops because I made quite a bit. I made $7,200 on simply using Uniswap sometime maybe November last year. I don't know when it was, but I used it last year, and I saw this button that said claim Uni, and then wow, I got like 400 Uniswap tokens. And I know that the same things happened on multiple exchanges, Pancake Swap and whatever else, Sushi Swap and all those ones. So I've also got some Sushi Swap as well. And the latest one is, well, the latest one I can see that could be a big mover is Fox Token. It's from Eric Voorhees' company, which is the Shapeshift, one of the oldest. Actually, I think it was the first atomic swap website there was. I think Changelly came later. So what they're doing is, if you've ever used Changelly or Shapeshift before, let me just straighten this camera up. You'll notice that if you've ever used those and you've also used decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, you'll notice that the format's quite similar. So in most cases, a decentralized exchange doesn't show you a graph. In some cases, it does. For example, in this new website that Shapeshift have, called Fox Trade or something like that, beta.shapeshift.com. Anyway, there's something to do with Fox now. I think their logo is very similar to MetaMask. I don't know if that means that MetaMask is actually related. I haven't actually looked at it before. But basically, if you sign up, you get 10 Fox tokens. They're worth 40 cents already. And it's only launched in January, the token. And if you look at the price action, it's actually been quite stable as far as cryptocurrency goes. So I think you could see, like, if you can take Uniswap, a player out of nowhere, and then Sushi Swap that basically copied that code and they become a multi-billion-dollar company, this one's obviously going to become a multi-billion-dollar company because it's Eric Voorhees behind it, you know. Quite famously, back in January or December, I think it was, he announced that he was getting rid of KYC on his exchanges. So a big finger up to the regulators of the world, saying that the future is not centralized. You know, the future's got nothing to do with regulators. They are, you know, our governments and our regulators, they had their chance. They fucked up the financial system of the world. They can't be trusted with money. They can't be trusted with, you know, to tie a shoelace, to be honest with you. So it's really good to see big players like this doing this kind of stuff, right? But as far as price action is concerned, you know, I can't see why it wouldn't be valued higher than Uniswap, because there's nothing special about, you know, you can take Uniswap code and copy it. You can take any code. So that's why you've got an Influx, Lua Swap, you know, many other companies out there that are doing these swap token things. It's not all exclusively on the Ethereum network either. So they're using these aggregators to bring in different blockchains, so you're not tied into. Actually, even MetaMask is going towards a format where they're not just going to be doing Ethereum tokens. So you'll see a lot more of this coming up in the future, and with the ability to trade on any blockchain or between multiple blockchains. On decentralized platforms, the future will be a scenario where you jump on a website and simply trade a coin, just like you used to be able to do on when I first started using Shapeshift and Changelly years ago to do atomic swaps. You used to be able to do that years ago on there. It was still centralized because what you were doing was sending money to them, and then they were sending money back to you in a different currency. So the format of most decentralized exchanges look like that, but we're quickly seeing the format. I didn't finish saying this before. We're quickly seeing the format of decentralized exchanges starting to look like centralized ones, where they've got the trading view window in the center with the graph and charting, buy and sell windows here. You can view the order book, for example. The only difference is they might show things like connectors to different aggregators or whatever they want to call them. Because obviously, if you want all the liquidity that there's all the users connected to Uniswap, so having all this, the buys and sells that all those connected users have, together with other exchanges, you can see how the decentralized model will quickly become much bigger than centralized, because centralized only have the liquidity that they have from market makers or people depositing coins on their exchanges, whereas potentially when it comes to decentralized exchanges like what Unilayer is doing, and also what it looks like Shapeshift is doing here as well, they're linking to multiple simple decentralized exchanges, and that means that everybody connected to all of those exchanges will be aggregated into one big pool of users, and that will be your liquidity pool. And there's also no risk to it. There's no situation where, like I've mentioned before in I think it was my previous video, that there might be a run on the exchanges this year. This is that people will make such massive gains that when they go to take those gains back to Bitcoin, the exchanges will say, sorry, we can't process the transaction. We've already seen exchanges shutting down. Coinbase did it a few years ago when the price had fluctuated of Bitcoin Cash back in 2017. They shut the exchange down, pretended it was a glitch. And we've already seen Binance doing this many times, at the biggest exchange in the world, Huobi's done it. So don't think because something's big, they've got credibility. They're just there to make money. And if robbing everyone like MT Gox and what Cryptopia did, and what Grant Thornton, the criminal accountancy company, are doing in New Zealand right now, they're raping and pillaging from people that put money into these systems. This will continue to happen because businessmen have always been cutthroat, no morals whatsoever, don't mind breaking the law, and then the law doesn't mind bending to accommodate the criminals because the law is a support mechanism for the criminals. So there'll be a lot more movement towards these, to put it this way. I'm going to be moving to decentralized platforms only this year. I'm using a mixture of both at the moment. But I can see the writing on the wall. It's going to get easier and easier to use these platforms. Right now it's not that difficult, but it's a little bit, it's not the typical trader experience when you jump on Uniswap, for example, and you're waiting for an order to be filled, or it doesn't get filled at all and you still got charged Ethereum gas fees for some stupid reason. So it's still in its infancy, but it will be bigger than centralized by far, and eventually centralized networks they won't die off. I can imagine they'll continue to be used for institutional investors. But you got to remember that most institutional investors are only using Binance and companies like that because they can apply bots to it and fleece, just your average Joe trader, right? These exchanges are just simply places that institutional investors go to, they're all going to be using bots because they're all lazy bastards, right? So and they're all this similar type of parasite. But when imagine like this, imagine you have a whole bunch of fleas and ticks and they're all in one jar. What are they going to feed off? They can start sucking off each other, but that's not going to last very long. You're just passing it back and forward like human centipede mode, you know what I mean? So the end could be in the future for centralized exchanges. It's hard to say. But I can't imagine them parasiting off each other and seeing that. I would see it being more likely that they were going to follow institutional investors because that's where they can be like parasitic louses. There is a potential that centralized exchanges could die, but there's also a potential that regulation for institutions could keep them alive because they might be forced down that track to use what is it called, a licensed exchange or something like that. Okay. In the meantime, what you should be doing is you'll be too late for Uniswap and PancakeSwap and maybe even Unilayer. I don't know. Just have a look out for all these centralized exchanges. Get your list of them. But right now, I can tell you that the Shapeshift.com, their decentralized exchange, is giving airdrops. You should utilize these. You can make thousands. And in this market right now, where we're sitting at this moment, I think if you it would be fairly easy to make a 3x from here to December. If you're actively trading, it should be fairly straightforward to make a 5x. You know, if you're just hodling, you can make a 3x quite easily. I'm pretty sure by December. But yeah, trading 5x. If you're a good trader, somewhere between 7 to 10x between now and December, right? So if you imagine that all you have to start with is whatever these airdrops are given to you, and that amount is, well, let's say if you're an active trader going from project to project, scalping, a little bit more stressful, but you can double again quite easily. Then of course you could even make 100x this year. I'd say a lot more stress. I don't like trading that way. But if you know if this is your last shot in life and you've just lost your job, whatever it might be, I advise you do this. It'd be the best way to start off with a good amount of capital to turn into something that you could probably retire on. Remembering you can probably retire in some parts of the world in about $100,000 to $500,000, depending on, you know, what your comfort levels are. That's at the lower end of the scale. So yeah, this sort of stuff can set you free. All right, I'm just going to leave it at that. Oh yeah, another thing is you do what I did. Sign up. Okay, I've got an account where I have a whole domain, so I can just use like number 1 at mydomainname.com and then number 2 at my domain name. So I can do as many as I want. I've got about 5 or 6 browsers on my machine. So already I've done about, I've made about 50 Fox just by going into 3. And I don't really need the money, but I'm just doing it because it's easy, right? So you could do that all day, even if you didn't have a domain like I have. You could sign up with a whole bunch of, just like the scammers do, because remember Google operates to facilitate scammers. So if you behave in a manner like a scammer, the systems are always set up to help you move forward, because for all they know, you're going out and robbing old ladies of their money from some call center. So they're always going to facilitate you to make it as easy as possible for you to create as many email addresses as you can. So use that system that's in place to help evil. Use that to your advantage as a good person, and earn a lot of money. So what you do is you use your referral code. I'm going to put my referral code in here, by the way, because why not start the ball rolling by paying me back something. So I'm going to put it on there if I can find the referral link again. And yeah, start the ball rolling. Refer to yourself again. You get paid 10 just for signing up. You get paid 10 for referring. The next person that gets signed up gets 10 as well. And then well, just keep referring from the same account. There'll be less moving required. But then take the 10 from each account that gets created and send it back to that main wallet, and boom, for all you know, you're sitting on 10 grand, even 20 grand in another few months, depending on how many times you refer yourself. That's what I would do. I'm doing a little bit of it now. Yeah, take care. Have a good one. Bye.